Welcome back to Customer Tech Talks. I'm your host, Ben Walters, and today I'm talking with Juvare, who provide emergency operations center software. But before we jump into the interview, let's take a look at the video.
Juvare's mission is to empower our clients to prepare for, respond to, and recover from any kind of incident. Incident management is a team effort. It is impossible to manage an incident with just a single individual and frequently without multiple agencies involved. By having technology and tools that allow seamless communication, you're able to much more effectively collaborate through an incident, share information, and ultimately deliver the best possible outcome for the incident result. Juvare partnered with Microsoft to deliver our flagship Web EOC incident management solution because of Microsoft's global reach with the Azure cloud. All of the Juvare employees feel a true sense of mission and responsibility to being able to deliver solutions that make a real world impact, helping citizens, saving lives, and helping communities become stronger.
So I'm joined by Bryan Kaplan, CIO from Juvare. Bryan, thanks for taking the time today.
Ben, thanks very much for having me.
Now, Juvare sells software to help manage all aspects of emergency situations. But can you give us a quick overview of Web EOC and, more importantly, how Azure is helping to keep this service running?
Sure. So Juvare is a worldwide leader in incident management. Web EOC, which is our flagship incident management product, is delivered out of multiple Microsoft Azure regions globally. The primary driver for our move to Azure was the ability to scale the application in a way that allowed us near infinite flexibility whenever a client had an incident. This allows us to ensure that each one of our clients has as much capacity as they need to manage the incident the way they see fit, anytime, day or night.
Now, you approach this migration in almost a completely lift and shift method. Can you share why you took this approach and what changed along the way?
As our needs were primarily capacity driven, we weren't looking to re-architect the system. We were pretty happy with the design that we had, but we had to find a way to get more capacity. So we moved almost exclusively lift and shift into Microsoft Azure. But as we did it, we were able to find platform as a service technologies like Azure SQL, Elastic Pools to be able to move into, which gives our clients more flexibility, but also allowed us to maintain the predictability of the lift and shift approach.
Now, I can imagine during these times of emergency, obviously availability of your system is super important, but also what most people might not know is also the integrity of the data is probably one of the other, the equally important to your system. Can you tell everyone how you went about building resiliency as you moved to the cloud and how you took care of that?
Our business revolves around being prepared for the unexpected. We architected our solution to spread workloads across different availability zones, regions, to maintain both client requirements for geographic data residency, but also to ensure that if one particular part of our infrastructure was having a problem, it reduced the blast radius to problems with other parts of the organization. We made a decision early on to segment clients into pools. So we have multiple pools within each availability zone and region, which allows us to really have that high availability between availability zones and regions, but also minimal disruption should we have to have maintenance or other kind of event for a specific part of the product.
That's great, and really great to see how you're not only just using those availability zones, but also kind of pulling those customers together to ensure that everyone's getting a great experience. Now, you not only built out this solution, but you also took time to verify what was working and what wasn't. How did you go about testing that resiliency once that system was up and running?
So the primary driver of our cloud migration was again, the flexibility to have additional capacity. During large scale events, we weren't able to really test disaster recovery or other things in the on-prem data centers. What we're able to do with Azure is literally just go in and turn off parts of the infrastructure and watch things like Azure Site Recovery, spin up additional capacity and bring our clients back online. We're also able to use the cross-region functionality of Azure SQL, Elastic Pools, to be able to keep data in sync between not only availability zones, but across multiple regions as well.
Right. And now, no doubt throughout this migration process and also setting up that resiliency model, you've probably got some great lessons that you kind of gained along the way. Can you share any of those lessons with the viewers and other organizations who are looking to move their solution to Azure?
The key lesson for us was that lift and shift didn't mean that we just had to literally take lifting and shifting the application. We were able to find and leverage some platform as a service technologies through the use of our Microsoft account team, who gave us really deep architectural reviews to really discover where we could optimize the use of cloud without changing the underlying fundamentals of how we wanted to operate the software.
Bryan, thank you so much for taking the time with us today. It's been great to hear about your solution and also your migration journey and also some of those lessons you've learned along the way.
Thank you very much for having me, Ben.
And of course, if you want to learn more about Juvare, Azure SQL, Azure Migration, or availability zones, you can follow the links on screen to Microsoft Learn to get started. Of course, if you want to join us on future Customer Tech Talks episodes, you can always email us at cttalk@microsoft.com to reach out to us. And make sure you follow us on social so you get all the latest updates of the latest episodes coming out. Thanks again, and we'll see you on the next Customer Tech Talks.